Poverty is one of the societal problems that we are going to talk about today. Poverty is something that is more than a disease. Many people are suffering because of poverty. Many people have died because of poverty. Many people today cannot eat because of poverty. And what exactly is poverty? We are not going to go detailedly into explaining, but we are going to propose solution how we can get out of poverty. I believe that was the first point that the United Nations organization mentioned in 2015 when they were drawing the agenda for 2030 for sustainable development goals, that no poverty. By then, they estimated that 700 million people in the world are living below poverty line. And today, it's more than 1 billion people on earth are living below poverty line. Why living in poverty when we have so much? Why living in poverty when the earth is so rich? We will name some of those points, but we will base more emphasis on the solution. One of the issues behind poverty is disaster, natural disaster, conflict or war. If you look at what is happening in Ukraine, look at what is happening in Gaza, look at what is happening in Sudan, look at what is happening in Afghanistan, look at what is happening in southern Cameroon, look at what the Boko Haram are doing to the people of Cameroon, Niger, Nigerian Chad, you will understand that war can push thousands and millions of people below poverty line, because people who were already comfortable found themselves in the midst of that conflict. They had to escape and abandon all they have worked for and become poor in a foreign land, living and begging for food. This is one of the main causes of poverty. This is not, for natural disaster, we cannot talk more about it because that thing happened in a way we cannot explain. Earthquake, nobody invited, nobody is responsible for it. A landslide or whatsoever. But the one that we human beings can do something about is fighting conflict. What can we do to stop that? Why is it that you hate your neighbor so much that the only thing you wish is to fight and kill that neighbor? And what can we do as human beings to stop that so that our people can live in peace? And if they live in peace, they will be rich. That many people will not be forced to go below poverty lines. People who are already settled and their lives, okay, they were rich, billionaires in Ukraine, turn overnight and fall below poverty lines. People in Gaza who were already settled, employ many people, turn overnight. People in southern Cameroon who were already settled, enjoying their lives, employ people working for them, overnight turn and fall below poverty lines. What can we do as human beings? It's just to develop love in our heart. So we will be here on earth fighting to eat, not fighting to kill one another. What you are fighting for, you are not going to take it anywhere. But you are going to leave it here. What you are fighting for will not keep you alive forever. There is nobody today who maybe is more than 1,000 years because he fought and killed many people. Not just one person. If you like, you be the president of the whole world, ruling everybody, you will not remain alive. One day you will go. So this is what we have to. We have to be literate and educated about life. That life is all about living together peacefully with everybody and going on the last day. With this, many people are poor. And with all this trouble all around, there is no way people can concentrate to do something for themselves. So what can we do in order? We are pleading that if today all the 95 nations that from the United Nations organization will sit and dissolve that organization and invite all other nations that are not members of the United Nations, so that all of them will join together and create a very strong organization, international organization, to replace the United Nations. Poverty will end. Because I keep on saying that if the United Nations, the money they are spending on refugees, the money they are spending to buy guns and war weapons to give to peacekeeping missions, soldiers, the money they are spending on all these things, if they can take that money to create plantation and agricultural related industry, that plantation will employ many people. And those people working there will have money and food to eat and feed, and poverty will be eliminated. If the United Nations, an organization created to replace the United Nations, and that organization will focus on preventing conflict, many countries will not be fighting, and people will live in peace. And when they live in peace, they will have something to eat. They will be rich, because the earth that we are living on is very rich. But our wicked and selfish brother, greedy brother, they don't want to allow people to enjoy. Nations are occupying other nations out of wickedness, exploiting people, trafficking people, and doing terrible things. So the only way to end poverty, no poverty, is for a strong institution or organization to be created. If that organization is created where everybody will be equal, that the United States of America will not stand and say no to that organization, or Russia will not stand and say no, or China will not stand and say no, or European Union will not stand and say no to that organization. Every nation will obey that organization, then that will be the end of poverty. Look at what is happening in Southern Cameroon. Look at what is happening in Nigeria, because of selfishness of some group of individuals. Look at what is happening in Gaza. Look at what is happening in Ukraine. A whole country deserted, and everybody forced below poverty lines. There is no two ways for people to be rich. The only way is for people to live in peace. If people are living in peace, they will be rich. That is all. There is no way you can be thinking of creative ideas, productive ideas in a conflict zone. No way. All you will be trying to do is to run for your life, not struggling to fight for, look for food, look for money, look for this. So poverty. We can have no poverty if there is an organization that will stop and prevent the conflict. Stop powerful nation from occupying a weak nation. That is all, to end poverty.